Hi everyone, in this video I'll be reading part 2 of That's Your Natural Hair Color? Huh. Which is based on the show Violetta. So here's part 2. Paul Lucerne says, no you don't. No you don't. She will tell Violetta when she's ready. But she has to be the one to tell her, not you. Gregorio's like, wait, you already knew, didn't you? Pablo reveals, of course I knew. I'm the only person she confided that info in. Now, go back to your class. Gregorio says, annoyed, fine, but I'm leaving with this. Angie's been lying to you, Violetta, with both hands up. Okay, I'm leaving now. Leaves. Then Gregorio leaves. Pablo tells, sorry about that, Violetta. Forget what he just said. Violetta informs, luckily I know him well enough to know to take what he says with a grain of salt. Smart, says Pablo. Violetta says, appreciative. Thanks. Pablo informs, I better keep an eye on Gregorio for now, knowing him. See you later. Leaves to monitor Gregorio's class. 1 minute later, Angie's entered class. Angela says, hi everyone. Angie woke up with a sore back, so you can call me Angelist. Cammie's like, that's your natural hair color? You've been a brunette this whole time? Andre confused, why are you acting like that's Angie? Cammie tells, 'cause it is. She's playing a character. Andre and the rest say, wait, really? Angie reveals, yeah, my full name is Angelist, and when I was 6, everyone called me Angelist. The only one who called me Angie was Maria. And when she passed away, I legally changed my name in memory of her. Violetta shocked says, wait, Maria as in my mother? Angie answers, yes. How do you know her? Angie passing the reference image around to Violetta. Passing that reference image to Violetta. Before I answer that, look at my reference photo. I'm the younger one in the photo. Violetta looks at it. Why do you have a photo with my mother? Angie takes a deep breath. Okay. 'Cause your mother and my sister are the same person. Violetta wide-eyed. Oh my gosh. You're my aunt? Angie answers, yes, I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. Violetta happily says, don't be. All that matters is you told me. I have an aunt. This is awesome. That's what Romulo had figured out earlier. Angie confirms, yes it is. Violetta happily says, this is awesome. Yay, I did hit record. I second guessed myself for a second there. Angie says, yes it is. Violetta's like, this is awesome. Angie says, I'm glad you're not mad at me, Violetta. And we can talk more about this later, but right now we need to resume class. Vilu, why don't you start? Explain why PJs relates to your younger self and what personality you had back then. Violetta explains, well, for starters, I was homeschooled, so wearing PJs wasn't abnormal. I was actually homeschooled until this year. I was also super shy since I didn't have much experience in social situations. I had no friends to help me with fashion or go through hard stuff with. Growing up without a mom was very hard on me, so I was quiet too. Natty wonders, the transition between homeschool and here must have been hard, right? Viola says, actually, it was super easy. Barely an inconvenience. As you could tell, as the writer, I'm a fan of Ryan George's channel. I believe that's his name. Sorry, I went down a UMix rabbit hole of Ryan George's pitch meetings last night and couldn't resist that reference. But in all seriousness, the transition was made easier by having already made friends that attended when I applied. Plus, I'm more concerned about my dad finding out I study here so I can pursue my dream of being a singer than, fitting in and then the normal fears kind of thing. And it's like, but he was okay with your mother being a singer. What's his problem with you being one? Violetta says, I honestly don't know. Auntie Angelist, do you know? Angie, shocked, says, that was the first time you called me Auntie. Violetta realizes, yeah, I guess it was. Wow, I never thought I'd get to say that. It's so cool that you're my aunt. Anyway, do you know why he doesn't want me following in Mother's footsteps, career-wise? Angie reveals, I honestly don't know. I'm sorry, sweetie. That's alright. Angie prioritizing. Anyway, we need to get back on topic. Who wants to go next? Maxie volunteers. I'll go. Natty's like, oh my gosh. Maxie? Is that why you weren't talking to me earlier today? I just want to... Natty says, shocked, oh my gosh, Maxie, is that why you weren't talking to me? Maxie answers, yes, I wanted it to be a surprise. I wasn't trying to be rude. That's a relief. Wow, I almost didn't recognize you with long brown hair. Maxie says, yeah, I chose a time when I was trying to figure out my style. And when I thought, in order to fit in, I had to dress like the people in those friend groups. It wasn't until I met Fran and Cammy when I realized I can have my own style and I don't need to copy anyone else's style just to fit in. Cammy says, I can't believe you remember that. Maxie reminds, I mean, you were the ones who recommended the baseball cap. Leon's surprised, seriously? Maxie confirms, yeah, Cammy recommended the hat and Fran recommended the style of hat. Leon informs, that's cool. Clearly, they did a good job helping you with your fashion, because this look is not you at all. Fran and Cammy say, thanks. Maxie, slightly offended, says, hey, Leon tells honestly, sorry. Angie says, anyway, back then, what was your personality, Maxie? And that's it for part 2. So, I hope you enjoy. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.